All right, let's move on to prime time, Wednesday night. Let's go to the DirecTV Holiday Bowl between Louisville and USC. Louisville's a 7.5-point favorite here, over under 57.5. This game will be played in sunny San Diego, California. Maybe some rain. I don't know. I doubt it. Weather will probably be perfect as usual in San Diego, so nothing really to consider from that standpoint. By the way, DirecTV, who sponsored this bowl, when I first moved into my house a couple years ago, I tried to get DirecTV for all of my TVs. It was the worst experience I've ever had in my life. Which is why I don't have DirecTV. And I have Spectrum. I called them, they came out, and then they said, "Oh, I had too many TVs for something, so I had to get like a special something. So we had to send somebody else out." Then they missed my the next appointment. I was waiting around. They didn't. I called. They said, "Sorry, I rescheduled." They missed my next appointment. I called again. They said, "Oh, look, well, you need this certain thing," because they were going through, like, they were getting bought out or something. You have to go to your local store. After I was on hold forever, I was like, "What? This makes no sense." So I called the local DirecTV store. They were like, "No, you got to call the main." I was like, "Fuck this! I'm done with you, DirecTV." So
That's funny. I have AT&T DirecTV. I love it. Like I have the app. I watch TV everywhere I go. I don't have any problems. I threw Cox in the trash, but
I couldn't get it, and I swore them off. I've never had, and I'm like the nicest person to like customer service, and I couldn't do it anymore. I couldn't wait. They missed two appointments. It was a disaster. Anyway, Louisville, the reason they're a 7.5-point favorite here, primarily, it's because starting quarterback Caleb Williams opted out. You'll get Miller Moss at quarterback. Also, Marshawn Lloyd, their starting running back. Brendan Rice, their starting wide receiver, also opted out. I'd also watch for safety Kalen Bullock. Doesn't really matter, though, who opted out on the USC defense. They had a couple defensive opt-outs. Don't think it really matters. Louisville had a couple defenders, safety, edge rusher opt out. No one too important. Safety Cameron Kelly declared for the NFL draft, but he will still play in the bowl. But then it came out that Jawar Jordan, their star running back, but they still have a good backup in Grendo. And then their number one receiver, Jamari Thrash, will miss the bowl due to declaring for the NFL draft. This is a tough game to handicap, but USC still has some talent on the offensive end, and with Thrash and Jordan opting out, over a touchdown feels a little rich for Louisville. What do you see here?
absolutely agree. And it took some convincing from me. Now, starting on the defensive side, it's like Alex Grinch got fired. They went across town. They got DeAnton Lynn to come from UCLA. And then Lincoln Riley holds some sort of press conference and says DeAnton Lynn is not a part of the bowl season. He's not going to have any effect on this. But then there's video of him walking into USC's practice every single day. So I think what that tells me is they're not going to change schemes. They're not going to change secondary packages, but I think there's going to be a huge increase here in what we see from tackling efficiency, which is always a problem with USC. I think if DeAnton Lynn is out there coaching every day, maybe he's not changing schemes, but he's definitely going to get them to tackle better because they've been horrific. So starting off with, Louisville's offense, replacing Jordan with Isaac Garendo, I mean, he really came on strong in the second half of the season. He had
He runs hard. He runs hard.
8 TDs, 4.2 yards after contact. Thrash is replacing Thrash in the passing game is going to be a lot tougher because no other receiver on this Louisville squad had more than 40 targets or had more than 2 yards per route run. There's no juice. There's no explosiveness.
Yeah, he would get many of their explosive. He also was the primary look on like a 3rd and 7. He would make so many key catches on key downs for them. It's a massive loss.
And I brought this up on the last podcast. When you take away the key components of red zone and third down touches, the offense is going to have a learning curve. The bad news about this Louisville offense, Thrash, Jordan, Jack Plummer, no one else had more than 10 touches or targets on third down the entire season. This is going to be a real learning experience for the skill positions on the Louisville side. Now, USC on offense, this is where I started to say I made an initial Louisville bet because I knew Caleb was going to opt. I knew a lot of players were going to opt, and the number would steam. Now that I've kind of broken it down, we're getting closer. Miller Moss is going to get the start. He's a USC lifer. The kid would play there. Even if he never got any playing time, he would stay. Austin Jones is a very experienced running back. I mean, we've bet on him before in previous seasons when there's been injury. Taj Washington still in the slot. Zachariah Branch still available in the slot. I mean, these are two of the most explosive players on the West Coast. Moss has been in the system since 2021. He has 59 career passing attempts with 3 TDs, no INTs. He also has provided 2 rushing touchdowns and garbage time against San Jose State and Nevada this year. Louisville's been excellent in coverage and passing down success rate, but they're 131st in allowing explosives and passing downs. I'm not comfortable with that original Louisville money that I threw down on open. I'm coming over the top. I wanted to wait till the podcast here. You can strip away a lot of the great players for USC on offense, but they've been nailing the portal as much as LSU has the last 2 years. They're loaded and with recruiting. I mean, at least they recruit at a high level. They transfer portal at a high level. In a half dozen games, Jeff Brom has taken 1 loss. So there is one thing. Jeff Brom's really good in bowls. Lincoln Riley's only won 1 bowl game, but I don't care about who wins this straight up. There is enough talent on USC here that I think 7.5 is way too much for this Louisville offense without their best skill position players that have been the only options on 3rd down and in the red zone. So I'm coming in on USC here right after this podcast.
Yep, agreed. USC over a touchdown is the play there.